Good afternoon. We, Laurens Koning and Willeke Bom, we are going to present the sessions from the AFL General Mind course, the lectures, and how it has improved our competencies. So first of all, we are going to start with session 1, and Laurens is going to talk about that.
Session 1 was about consumption moves and consumers by Peter de Roy, and the guest speaker was Ruben Israel. Peter de Roy explained the construction of experience. That's very important for us as young professionals to know how to improve experiences and how to create experiences and how to research experiences. And Ruben Israel, the marketing manager, marketing and sales at Luxor Theater, he explained to us how to market shows in the leisure industry. So how to come up with good actions, good strategic moves to position for a show. So then we move on to the next session.
In the second session, Marco Bevolo, he talked about how to predict the future for a company. He talked about design concepts and, for example, the think in a tank, and how to deal with opinions from the public about changes. And the second part of the session was discussed by Rick van Stiphout. He talked about the urban design in Eindhoven, how they would like to transfer the nighttime atmosphere to the daytime. The competencies that we developed during this session was mostly about predicting the future, because that's a really difficult thing for companies to do. And it's always good to know what the future is going to bring and how you're going to have to take that into consideration for your company. And you need to know which trends and scenarios are current and what is going to happen in the future. And then we go to the third session.
Yeah, the third session was about rituals and was given by Bertine, and as guest speaker Dagmar van Ham. Bertine explained us what rituals are and why they are important in the leisure industry. For example, if you're meeting business-related partners, you have formal rituals, so those are more stereotype and ceremonial. So, for example, shaking a hand or something, that's very good. It sounds very logical, but it's very good to know when you're meeting partners in the industry, how to present yourself as well. And on the other hand, natural rituals are more spontaneously and informal. And it was also very important for us to know that rituals are very important in the leisure industry, because people are going on a holiday, for example, to the same destination maybe for many years. And then it's very good to know for us as young professionals, how do people or guests behave, and what are their motivations to do a ritual or have a tradition or go to the same location every year, and why they are doing that. So that was very good to develop a self with. And the second part of the session was given by Dagmar van Ham, and she was just graduated from the same track as ours, Tradition Theme Parks Management. And it was very good for us to see how she approached her graduation assignment. How she used different research approaches, for example, bodily co-presence and reminiscing.
Reminiscing.
Those types of research are very interesting to know. How should you behave as a researcher? For example, at bodily co-presence, you're in a research group or the group you are researching for, but you're not participating, and it's very interesting to see how she did that and take with us during our research and graduation assignment. Um, yeah, and she also researched how people behave, how they prepare for a theme park, a day at a theme park, and that's very interesting, specific for us as theme park managers. How do people prepare, and yeah, what are their motivations um, to prepare or don't prepare at all? Just go to a theme park and we will see what's happening. So that's very interesting for us in terms of guest flow and the pre-experience. So then we move on to the fourth section.
The fourth session, the first part was given by Jessica Weber, and she talked about the location-based games. Location-based games are games, for example, the Pokemon Go app, which was very popular the last couple of months. Location-based games, they use the virtual world and they combine it into the real world. So, for example, something on your screen, like in the Pokemon Go app, as you can barely see here, an element of the game is implemented into your camera and it shows up in your real environment. But it does face some challenges such as safety, crowded places, and weather issues. The second part of the session was given by Peter Simons, and he created Oyo, with which you can create your own games. And you can share it with other people, so you can take pictures and make quizzes and challenges, and people can participate in that game. This is very important to know for us as future theme park managers, because it deals with trends and it deals with technology, because both of these examples are really technologically advanced. And well, it's very interesting to see how that can be implemented into a theme park. For example, how you can use that and create extra value to the experiences for the guests. And then the last session, session number 5.
Yeah, the last session was actually about coming up with a concept. Monique Hover gave this session, and she talked about her concept Crossroads, which she came up with for Visit Brabant. Yeah, she explained how to come up with a narrative concept. So she mentioned the models such as a timeless and universal storyline 5-step model, which is very good for us to know if we would like to make storytelling content, how to create a story and how to develop a story in a good way and which will be meaningful. So that's very good for us to take with us. And the second part was given by Lucia Calvia, and she talked about technology in museums. So how to make museums more meaningful with technology. So, for example, she had a concept with virtual reality. So she had to came up for a concept of the Vincent van Gogh Museum to create a museum totally out of virtual reality. Um, and this can be linked to one of our competence of knowing the trends in the industry, because virtual reality is a big trend right now, also in the theme park industry with roller coasters and dark rides. They're using very much virtual reality right now. And yeah, it's very good to know how this works to anticipate on this trend. Um, and of course, from the first part of Monique Hover, how to create storytelling content. If we would like to create a new attraction, for example, how to make this meaningful and yeah, let people be immersed in the stories we come up with in the future, maybe.
Yeah, so basically, to conclude, these 5 sessions, they were all very different. But all of them, they showed us something that maybe we would not think of at first. For example, the session about the rituals. How can that be important in the theme park or the leisure industry? But in the end, it showed that even things that you do not think of in the first place, they can be really important. And everything is very useful to take with us, mostly in research and in creating new experiences and stories.
Yeah, and what the main point was from all the sessions together is actually the research methodology.
Yeah.
Because they all the sessions involved how they came up with a concept or with their product. How did they do that with models and with which steps they took? So um, that's the overall content actually also from all the sessions together.
Yeah. So this was our poster presentation, and we hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for listening.